Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome to the Big Fat Thomas Quiz of the Week, otherwise known as the Coronaquiz, episode 9. Would you believe we've been here for 9 weeks, and we're here once again for another edition of the Coronaquiz. You join me today not from the study but from my conservatory because it's much too hot to be sitting in the study. If you're just joining us either on Facebook or on YouTube, welcome along. Good to have you here. And do please put a comment in the box to let me know where you're tuning in from. It's always good to know who's who and what's what and all that. We've already had old John from Tilbury. We've got the Edinburgh team, Lauren and Philip, just waiting for the rest of the Duffys and Pazels. And we've got Hillary joining in from another Edinburgh team, the G&T team, joining in. Hillary is in for a long evening of punishment this evening because we've just come from a really excellent quiz for my Uncle Mark's birthday. The quiz was put together by cousin Anna, and that was a really excellent quiz. And Hillary has already sat through that, so she's doing very well to put herself up for the Coronaquiz also. So welcome along, Hillary. We've got the Alberts joining in as well, who are always a solid team. Well done. Welcome along. And the Portsmouth Rights tuning in on YouTube. Welcome to you as well. The astute amongst you will have noticed that I cut my own hair this week. David, perhaps you'll appreciate it's not quite a navel haircut, but getting on there. So there you go. I hope this new format, this new relaxed format, will not turn too many people away. If you do want to see more of the same, if you do want to see me back in the study in my usual attire, then please send me another bow tie. I only have 2 that are really appropriate for this sort of thing. So if you do want to see me back in the study in a bow tie, then mail me another bow tie at 22 Huntsmill, Fulbourn, CB21 5RH, and I look forward to receiving that. If you do want to send me another bow tie. I am just going to put out the picture round. So if you just bear with me for a couple of minutes, I'll get going on that. Let's see, Coronaquiz 9. Can you believe this is Coronaquiz 9? I'm very glad that we're still going. I think that's the main thing. I had, when we first started this, in the first week, I didn't know how long it was going to go on for, but I'm really glad that there are still people finding this interesting, and it's really, I'm really grateful that people are continuing to join in. So thank you for doing that. And long may it continue. As long as we're all here in lockdown, the quiz will carry on. So here we go. I'm just going to post first on the chat on Facebook. There is no, it doesn't go there, does it? No. Okay, we'll get there. We've got a picture round. It's just coming up. This picture round is a little bit different from things that we've seen before. It's not people. These are 7 famous sites. You might say wonders of the world. And what you have to do is tell me the country. Okay, I'm only interested in the country. So I've just put that on my Right, there are 9 wonders of the world, and you have to identify the country that they are found in. Okay, so that's up on my Facebook now, and I'm just going to open Twitter so I can make a tweet. I'm sure the verb is tweet. I'm just going to open Twitter so I can tweet. Here we go. Right. Those of you who have me on Twitter, it's now a tweet, and I'm going to post that tweet in the YouTube comments, and then I will send it as a message to anyone else who wants to receive it. So I know at least one person who likes to have it by message. So there you go. I've just sent it as a direct message. Right, and so there you go. Now that's all in the right places. You can find the picture round, which are 9 pictures of wonders of the world, and what you need to do is identify the country where those pictures, where those wonders are. We've got a few more people who've joined us in the last few minutes. Welcome, Millie. Glad to have you with us. That's Ewan and Lexi from another Edinburgh team. Welcome along. The conversation continues to flow about my hair. The answer is yes, I did use clippers. I did a number 9 all the way around the back, and then I cut the top a little bit with scissors. So there you go. Easy enough, easy enough. Just round the side. And then you do the ears. You do around the ears with a very with all the plastic what do you call it? The things that have the millimeters on. You take those off and you just do the ears without them. That's what you do. Right. We're just going to wait for a couple of minutes while everybody joins in. Welcome along, everybody. If you're just joining us, please do put a comment to let me know that you're here and where you're tuning in from. It's really good to, we're really glad to have such a large community as always for the Coronaquiz. And I'd love to know who's joining in and where you're joining in from. So please do let me know. I'm just going to try and I've got a board here. I'm just going to, oh yes, that's much better, isn't it? There we go. So now it's not wobbling around so much. Because it's got quite hot here, I'm doing this in a more relaxed way from the conservatory here in Fulbourn. If I know there are some very small c conservative members of the audience who will be very distressed by this, but as I've said, if you do want to see, next week, if you want to have me back in the study in my usual outfit, then please do send more bow ties to 22 Huntsmill CB21 5RH, and I'll post that address in the comments. I'm just going to make sure that everybody who's in wants to be in, and then we'll get started with another week of the Coronaquiz. Let's see. Right. There's the Allens of Ettington tuning in. Right. It's 8:10. Let's get started. I'll say one more time. If anybody knows of anybody else who likes to join in the quiz, then please do send them send them the link, and we don't want anyone to miss out. As I know that some people like to watch this on YouTube or wherever else. So if you do know anyone who wants to join in, then please do take this moment to send them a link. And indeed, if there's anyone else you know who would like to join in but has not yet found us, then let them know in the next minute or so that we're about to start. And if you're just joining in, then please do put a comment in the box and let me know. It's always good to see. Hilary, I have just sent you a WhatsApp message with the picture round. I think that should work, but I'll just send it again just to be on the safe side. Okay. There it is. Right. It's 8:10. Let's get started with round one of Coronaquiz 9. And so here we go. This is our 8 in a row round. And remember how this works is we have 8 questions, general knowledge questions, that are all unrelated to each other. The only thing that's related is the answers, because all of the answers relate in some way to a theme, a general theme that connects all of these answers. So all you have to do is answer the questions and then come up with the answers. The answers come up with the link. You have to answer the questions and then guess the link. There's a point for each correct answer, and then a point if you guess the link, and a bonus point if you get them all right. So, without further ado, here we go. Question 1 of Coronaquiz 9, the 8 in a row round. Question 1. In ancient history, Narmer was the first, Cleopatra was the last, and other famous examples include Djoser, Khufu, Akhenaten, and Ramesses the Great. What ancient office am I describing? Narmer was the first, Cleopatra was the last, and other famous examples include Djoser, Akhenaten, Khufu, and Ramesses the Great. What ancient office am I describing? Okay, that was question 1. And coming up now is question 2. Which river, the second longest in the United Kingdom, known in parts as the Isis, rises near Kemble in Gloucestershire and flows into the North Sea near Southend? Which river, the second longest in the United Kingdom, known in parts as the Isis, rises near the Kemble in Gloucestershire and flows into the North Sea near Southend? Okay, that was question 2. This is normally the point at which somebody says, yeah, I've got the link. Some clever clogs. That was question 2. And coming up now is question 3. Which piece by Friedrich Mendelssohn, completed in 1830 and originally entitled Die einsame Insel, or The Lonely Island, and dedicated to the King of Prussia, was apparently inspired by the composer's 1829 excursion to the Scottish island of Staffa? We're looking here for the title of a piece of classical music composed by Mendelssohn, completed in 1830, originally called The Lonely Island, or Die einsame Insel, dedicated to King Wilhelm IV of Prussia and inspired by Mendelssohn's visit in 1829 to the Scottish island of Staffa? We're looking for the name of this piece of classical music. The name of that piece of classical music. This is question 3. Inspired by his 1829 trip to the Scottish island of Staffa, originally entitled Die Einsame Insel, or The Lonely Island, a piece of classical music by Frederick Mendelssohn. That was question 3, and coming up now is question 4. Question 4. Which Tudor nobleman was the son of Henry VIII and his mistress Elizabeth Blunt, the only illegitimate child that Henry ever acknowledged? Which Tudor nobleman was the son of Henry VIII and Elizabeth Blunt and is the only illegitimate child that Henry ever acknowledged? That's question 4. We're looking for the name of this child. The full name by which he is normally known. Don't worry about titles or anything like that. We're looking for the name by which he's normally known. Okay. A Tudor nobleman, the son of Henry VIII and Elizabeth Blunt, the only illegitimate child that Henry ever acknowledged. Okay. Has anyone got the link yet? That was question 4. And coming up now is question 5. Question 5. Short question. Who sacked the monastery on the island of Lindisfarne in 793? Who sacked the monastery on the island of Lindisfarne in 793? It's not a person so much as a group of people. Who sacked the monastery on the island of Lindisfarne in 793? Okay, that was question 5. And coming up now is question 6. Question 6. Which American soul singer and songwriter, originally from Galveston, Texas, is known for songs such as I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little Bit More, Baby, You're So Good, You're Bad, and Let the Music Play? What's the name of that American soul singer and songwriter who sang I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little Bit More, Baby, You're So Good, You're Bad, and Let the Music Play? Okay. That was question 6. And coming up now is question 7. Question 7. Which UNESCO World Heritage Site opened in 1890 by the future Edward VII was described by the poet William Morris as, and I quote, the supreme specimen of all ugliness? The supreme specimen of all ugliness. A UNESCO World Heritage Site opened in 1890 by the future Edward VII, who was then Duke of Rothesay. Griff's got the link. Well done. Well done. This could be a tricky one. Who knows? Who knows? That was question 7. Which UNESCO World Heritage Site opened in 1890 by the future Edward VII, then Duke of Rothesay, was described by the poet William Morris as the supreme specimen of all ugliness? Remember that if you guess the link, but you didn't get some of the previous questions, then you can use the link to work out later answers. And question eight, the last question of our 8 in a row round. Which battle fought in 1805 off the southern coast of Spain was a victory for the Royal Navy against a larger fleet of French and Spanish ships, which included the Spanish ship of the line, the Santa Sima Trinidad, which was then the largest ship in the world? What's the name of that battle? Fought in 1805 off the southern coast of Spain, a victory for the Royal Navy against a larger fleet of French and Spanish ships, which included the Santa Sima Trinidad, then the largest ship in the world. I imagine that question, if nothing else, will please the Portsmouth Rights, who always need a Royal Naval mention in the Corona quiz. Yeah, let's have a bank holiday on that day. Forget VE Day. Okay, that was the 8 in a row round. What I will do, as always, is I will read in quick succession the questions one more time. And then if anybody needs to hear another one a third time, then just let me know. Okay, so here we go. Question 1. Narmer was the first, Cleopatra was the last, and other famous examples include Djoser, Khufu, Akhenaten, and Ramesses the Great. What ancient office am I describing? Question 2. Which river, the second longest in the UK, known in parts as the Isis, rises near Kemble in Gloucestershire and flows into the North Sea near Southend? Question 3. Which piece by Friedrich Mendelssohn was completed in 1830, originally entitled Die Einsame Insel, dedicated to King Wilhelm IV of Prussia, and apparently inspired by the composer's 1829 excursion to Scottish island of Staffa? Question 4. Which Tudor nobleman was the son of Henry VIII and his mistress Emily Blunt, the only illegitimate child that Henry ever acknowledged? Question 5. Which group of people sacked the monastery on the island of Lindisfarne in 793? Question 6. Which American soul singer and songwriter, originally from Galveston, Texas, is known for such songs as I'm Gonna Love You a Little Bit More, Baby, You're So Good, You're Bad, and Let the Music Play? Question 7. Which UNESCO World Heritage Site, opened in 1890 by the future Edward VII, then Duke of Rothesay, was described by the poet William Morris as the supreme specimen of all ugliness? And question 8. Which battle, fought in 1805 off the southern coast of Spain, was a victory for the Royal Navy against a larger fleet of French and Spanish ships, including the Santa Sima Trinidad, then the largest ship in the world? Okay. That was our 8 in a row round. And remember, what you have to do is get the answer to all of those questions and then guess the link that connects the answers. Okay. Does anybody need to hear any of those questions again? I'll just leave. I'll sit tight for a moment while I wait for any comments about that. I spoke to a couple of people this week, and they said that they enjoy watching the quiz, and that sometimes they forget that it's not a Zoom call, and so they try to speak to the television, thinking that I'll talk back. Obviously, I can't do that. But what I did say is that it doesn't feel like I'm just speaking into the void because I get the comments. So please do pop a comment in the box. We've heard from most people tuning in tonight, but I can see that there are 25 viewers viewing screens. So if you haven't already commented, then please do let us know. It's really great to hear who's tuning in and where from. And so we've got 25 people on Facebook and 11 on YouTube. So please do pop a comment in the box. It's great to know who's joining in. So I haven't heard from anybody asking for any of those questions again. So what we're going to do now is proceed to round 2. proceed to round 2. And this is a dessert round. This is not dissimilar to the chocolate bars that we had a few weeks ago. What I'm going to do is read out a description of a famous dessert. These descriptions are all taken from an American food magazine website, and all you have to do is tell me the name of that dessert. Okay? So I'm going to read out, there's 10 of these. I'm going to read out the descriptions of these desserts, and you just need to give me the name of those desserts. So, without further ado, let's go with question 1 of the dessert round. And this is question 1. A traditional pastry dessert with a rich and vivid history. One of Austria's most popular delicacies. This sweet treat consists of thin layers of dough filled with a flavorful apple filling. The oldest known recipe dates back to 1697, while other varieties, such as the apple variety, date back to the 1800s. It is recommended to serve warm, straight from the oven, accompanied by a scoop of vanilla ice cream, a dollop of whipped cream, or vanilla sauce. Okay, what's that? What's that dessert? Right, that was question 1. And coming up now is question 2. Question 2. A decadent version of the classic apple pie. This dessert consists of sliced apples, seasoned with butter, sugar, and cinnamon, topped with a buttery pie crust pastry, and baked until the apples become golden and syrupy. The whole cake is then inverted upside down on a serving platter. The name of this dessert honors the sisters, the owners of a restaurant near the city of Orleans, who invented the recipe in the early 1900s. Okay. Looking for the name of that pudding. Okay, that was question 2. And coming up now is question 3. Question 3. A traditional Portuguese egg custard tart that is popular throughout the world. It is believed that for the best results, the filling should be not too sweet and should not have the flavors lemon or vanilla. Instead, the tarts should be sprinkled with cinnamon and ideally paired with a cup of coffee. That was question 3. And I'll note that this prose comes entirely from an American food magazine website. That was question 3. And coming up now is question 4. Question 4. This world-famous Australian culinary icon consists of a sponge cake that is dipped in chocolate and sprinkled with finely desiccated coconut. The cake is believed to have been created by accident when the 8th governor of Queensland's maid accidentally dropped a cake in melted chocolate. The governor suggested that the cake should be sprinkled with coconut in order to avoid the mess while consuming it. And the erroneous cake was proclaimed a massive success by all. Today, the cake is extremely popular due to its climate suitability, as it lasts longer in the heat when it's cut in bite-sized squares and covered in coconut. That was question 4. Question 4. That's question 4. And coming up now is question 5. Question 5. Classic old-fashioned cookies that are rolled in a mixture of cinnamon and white sugar, consisting of butter, sugar, eggs, and flour. They're characterized by their texture, soft and crispy, a cracked surface of the exterior, and a buttery, sweet flavor. These American cookies got their name from the German word Schneckernudeln, and another theory suggests the name stems from a series of tales from the 1900s that centered around a hero with that name. That was question 5, and I'll read all these again at the end. Okay, coming up now is question 6. Question 6. A luscious dessert created with layers of thin phyllo dough intertwined with chopped nuts, all doused in a sweet, viscous syrup. It is probable that it has an Assyrian origin, dating back to the 8th century BC, from where it spread out throughout the region all the way to Greece. The Greeks altered the recipe and created the thin sheets, known today as the phyllo dough, but the modern day pastry is believed to have been an original Turkish creation. The original and authentic version should always have a nut-based filling, most commonly walnuts, hazelnuts, or pistachios. This dessert is typically prepared in large trays, and it is then sliced into squares, triangles, or diamond shapes before being doused in a luscious syrup made with water and sugar or honey. Very often, the syrup is flavored with sliced lemon, rose water, cinnamon, or cardamom. It is often found in pastry shops across the Balkans and all the way to the Middle East. So what's that? That sweet treat. Okay. That was question 6. And coming up now is question 7. Question 7. Also known as the Emperor's Mess. This Viennese dessert can be described as a fluffy, lightly caramelized, scrambled pancake. Legend has it that it was the favorite dessert of Kaiser Franz Joseph I, after whom it was named. The dish is traditionally served either with Zwetschgenkruste, which is plum compote, or with a big spoonful of apple, pear, or berry preserve. Lavishly dusted with icing sugar, this is the perfect comfort food. Indeed, it is fit for an emperor and easily one of the best desserts Austria has to offer. Okay, that was question 7, and coming up now is question 8. Question 8. These small, round, sweet, meringue-based cookie sandwiches with filling in the middle are light and crunchy on the outside and chewy in the middle. They got their name from the Italian word maccherone, which means fine dough. They were originally made for the marriage of the Duke d'Orléans, who later became King Henry II of France. They are the most popular type of cookie in Paris, but they are very popular throughout the rest of the world as well, and they appear with different fillings and in various sizes, colors, and flavors. Give you a moment to think about that one. That was question 8, and coming up now is question 9. Question 9. A popular German dessert consisting of chocolate sponges that are coated in whipped cream and dotted with Kirschwasser infused cherries. Some varieties use the Kirschwasser brandy to soak the chocolate layers or to lightly flavor the whipped cream. When assembled, the cake is lavishly decorated with whipped cream, chocolate shavings, and sherry. Okay, I've just received a message that says we're having trouble when playing this video. Can you still see me? If so, could somebody comment, please? Anyone on Facebook who's still watching, can you still see me? Could somebody please comment? If you're on YouTube and you're watching, let me know if we're still live as well, just so that we're all on the same page. Oh, we're still good on Facebook. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, we'll carry on. Carry on. Thanks, everybody. Right, that was question 9, and we've just got time now for question 10. Question 10. This is a glass green sweet and sour dessert originating from the Florida Keys. It consists... Thank you. Thank you. That's my cable. I'll just start that again, shall I? This is a glass green sweet and sour dessert originating from the Florida Keys. It consists of an intensely aromatic lime juice, condensed milk, and eggs that are mixed together into a custard. The custard is poured into a buttery crust made from graham crackers and topped with sweet whipped cream. What's the name of that dessert? Okay, right. So that was all of our desserts. I don't feel the need to read them all out again, but if anybody who's watching would like to hear any of those again, please do comment. So comment now, either on Facebook or on YouTube, and I will gladly read them out again. If you can't comment on YouTube, then send me a message in another way. So we want number 4. Number 4 again. Okay, here it is. This Australian culinary icon consists of a sponge cake that is dipped in chocolate and sprinkled with finely desiccated coconut. It's named, apparently, for the 8th governor of Queensland. Okay. Kate says we're all up to date. That's good. Anybody need to see anything else? Any other question? 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Number 5, they are American cookies. It says classic old-fashioned cookies rolled in a mixture of cinnamon and white sugar, consisting of butter, sugar, eggs, and flour, characterized by their soft and crispy texture, a cracked surface on the interior, and a buttery, sweet flavor. The cookies apparently get their name from the German word Schneckernudeln. Okay, and number 6. This is a luscious dessert filled with layers of thin phyllo dough intertwined with chopped nuts, all doused in a sweet, viscous syrup. This is the one with a probable Assyrian origin that came through Turkey all the way to Greece and is now to be eaten across the Balkans and in the Middle East as well. So that was number 6. Let's see. Does anybody need anything else? 5 and 7. Okay. I did number 5. I'll do 7. And then, Philip, if you need to hear number 5 again, I'll read it out again. This is number 7. Also known as the Emperor's Mess, this Viennese dessert can be described as a fluffy, lightly caramelized, scrambled pancake. This dish is traditionally served either with Zwetschgenkruste, plum compote, or with a big spoonful of apple pie. A big spoonful of apple, pear, or berry preserve, and lavishly dusted with icing sugar. So there you go. Apparently, you said that Schneckernudeln is not a German word. Well, I'll have you know, to my German skeptics in the audience, Schneckernudeln is a popular dessert in the Rhineland. But there you are. There you are. And Zwetschgenröster is also a German word. It means plum compote, as I said. So there you go. If anybody needs to hear any of those one more time, I'm very happy to read them out. And I hope this round hasn't made you too hungry. I certainly had a good time researching this and reading them out as well. Would you believe that this American food magazine website only included, they had 100. This was a list of 100 top desserts in the world, and only one of them was a British dessert. Can you believe that? What absolute cheek. It was crumble. I mean, not that crumble isn't a good dessert by any means, but I would have thought we got several more good desserts than that. Anyway, lots of them were American too, and lots of the American ones were duplicates. They had Canadian pancakes and American pancakes. And in my view, those are the same. But anyway, who do I know? That is all we've got for round 2 of the Corona quiz. If anybody is just joining us, welcome along. We're really glad to have you here. This is a good point for me to draw your attention once again to the picture round. The picture round, which you can find on my Facebook timeline and also as a comment. I'll just comment again. There it is in the Facebook comments, and there it is again in the YouTube comments. That is 9 pictures of various wonders of the world. And what you have to do is identify the country where that wonder is to be found. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the third round of our quiz, and this is the Oscar winners round. What we do here is I'm going to read out the names of 10 Oscar winners. These are people who have, in the last 10 years, in the last decade, have won the Academy Award for Best Actor or Actress. And this could potentially be a very high scoring round, because what you need to do is give me the name of the character that they won that Oscar for playing and the film in which they played that part. Okay, so there are 10 actors and actresses and a potential 2 points for each. So if you get all of these right, that's 20 points, which could do very well to putting you in the lead and gain that coveted place on our leaderboard and the coveted, the famous Corona Quiz trophy. So let's go. The first, all I'm going to give you is the actor or actress and the date, the year that they won. Okay, and the first is Colin Firth, 2012. And we're looking here for the character and the film. Okay. Number 1, Colin Firth, 2012. That was question 1. Coming up now is question 2. Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm sorry. Colin Firth, 2010. Daniel Day-Lewis, 2012. I apologise. Number 1 was Colin Firth, 2010. And number 2 is Daniel Day-Lewis, 2012. And for each of those, we're looking for the character and the name of the film, the title. Okay. That was question 2, Daniel Day-Lewis, 2012. And coming up now is number 3, which is Eddie Redmayne, 2014. Eddie Redmayne, 2014. Okay. That's number 3, Eddie Redmayne, 2014. And coming up now is number 4. Number 4, Leonardo DiCaprio, 2015. Leonardo DiCaprio, 2015. Okay. That was number 4. And coming up now is number 5. Gary Oldman, 2018. Gary Oldman, 2018. Remember, for each of these, we're looking for the actor and the film. Okay. Gary Oldman, 2018. That was number 5. Number 6, Renee Zellweger, 2019. Renee Zellweger, 2019. Renee Zellweger, 2019. Okay. Renee Zellweger, 2019. Number 7, Olivia Colman, 2018. Olivia Colman, 2018. Okay, that was question 7. Coming up now is question 8. Question 8, Emma Stone, 2016. Remember, we're looking for the character and the actress. No, the character and the film. Sorry. I'm giving you the actress. We're looking for the character and the film. Okay, that was number 8. And coming up now is question 9. Meryl Streep, 2011. Meryl Streep, 2011. Question 9. Meryl Streep, 2011. That was number 9, Meryl Streep, 2011. And coming up now, number 10, the last question of this round, Natalie Portman, 2010. Natalie Portman, 2010. Okay. Right. What I'll do is I'll just read through all of those in very quick succession one more time, and then if anybody needs to hear any of them again, I will gladly read them out. Okay, so here we go. Remember, we're looking for the character that they played and the film that they played in. These are all Academy Award winners for Best Actor or Best Actress. Colin Firth, 2010. Daniel Day-Lewis, 2012. Eddie Redmayne, 2014. Leonardo DiCaprio, 2015. Gary Oldman, 2018. Renee Zellweger, 2019. Olivia Colman, 2018. Emma Stone, 2016. Meryl Streep, 2011. Natalie Portman, 2010. Okay. That was your Oscar winners round, your film round. If anybody needs to hear any of those one more time, I'll gladly read it out. So I'll just wait for a couple of moments just to make sure that everybody is caught up. I hope everybody's been having a good week. We certainly have. I don't think we've got any new news, but there you go. We're expecting some garden furniture next week. Oh yes, of course. I mean, on Sunday afternoon, as instructed, we went to the garden centre and bought some terracotta pots and lavender and various other bits and pieces. So that was our big adventure for May, really. But that's it. Other than that, right. We're looking for a clarification here. Ewan has asked when the film was made or when they won the Oscar. Now, as far as I know, these are the years in which they won the Oscar. But quite often, the Oscars are in January, aren't they? And so if they're called the 2010 Oscars, then that's a film that came out in 2009, isn't it? I'll just check this right now just to make sure we're all on the right page. Right. The year that I read out is the year the film was made, not the year that the award ceremony took place. Okay. So, yeah, that's a very good point, and thanks for raising that. It's the year the film was made, not the year that the award ceremony took place. But confusingly, even though so what happens is the award ceremony takes place in January, and it reviews the films from the previous year. So it's called the 2010 Oscars, even though it takes place in 2011. So when I say Colin Firth 2010, that's a film that came out in 2010, but he actually collected his golden statue in January 2011. That's the definitive answer there. Okay? Thanks for raising that, everybody. Right. We're going to move on to the last round of tonight's quiz. Normally we do a geography round, but that's getting a bit stale. So instead we're going to have a space round. I think also the 8 in a row round was quite geography heavy this week. So this is a outer space geography round instead. So pens at the ready for the last round of the Coronaquiz 9. Here we go, our outer space round. Question 1. What force makes the Earth orbit the Sun? What force makes the Earth orbit the Sun? Okay, that was question 1. What force makes the Earth orbit the Sun? And coming up now is question 2. Question 2. Which gas is present in the Earth's atmosphere, but not on any other planet in our solar system? What gas is present in the Earth's atmosphere, but not on any other planet in our solar system? That was question 2. And coming up now is question 3. Question 3. Can you name, for a point each, the moons of Jupiter? Can you name, for a point each, the 4 moons of Jupiter? Can you name, for a point each, the 4 moons of Jupiter? Okay. That was question 3. Then coming up now is question 4. Question 4. Pluto was traditionally considered the smallest and last planet, and was also the most recent of the original 9 planets to be discovered by humans. It was first observed in 1930. But Pluto is no longer classified as a planet, having been downgraded to dwarf planet in 2006. Other than Pluto, which planet was discovered most recently? Which of the remaining 8 planets in our solar system was the most recently discovered? Okay. That there was question 4, and coming up now is question 5. Question 5. We all know, I expect, that the first 2 men to walk on the moon were Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin of the Apollo 11 mission in 1969. But here's your question. What was the name of the 3rd member of that crew whose job was to remain in the command module in orbit round the moon? What was the name of the 3rd member of the Apollo 11 crew? Okay. That was question 5, and coming up now is question 6. Question 6. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon gets between the Earth and what other body? A solar eclipse occurs when the moon gets between the Earth and what? Okay. That was question 6, and coming up now is question 7. Question 7. Which planet is bigger, Mars or Earth? Which planet is bigger, Mars or Earth? Okay, that was question 7. And coming up now is question 8. Question 8. In The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, what is Ford Prefect's home star system? In other words, what star's solar system is Ford Prefect from in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Okay. That was question 8, and coming up now is question 9. Question 9, the last question of our space geography round, and the last question of this week's Coronaquiz. And here we go. Here's your question. Just about everyone in the United Kingdom has heard about enough of Tim Peake who nobly was the first UK government-funded astronaut aboard the International Space Station. But he was not the first Briton in space. In fact, he was the 11th Briton in space. And here's your question. Who was the first? Who is the first British person in space? So there you go. That's the last question of the round and the last question of the Corona quiz. What I'm going to do now is read through those 9 questions one last time, and then we'll have a general amnesty on any other questions that anybody needs to see. And then we'll have a short break to charge your glasses and maybe for some jokes, who knows, and then we'll do the answers. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, what force makes the Earth orbit the Sun? 2, which gas is present in the Earth's atmosphere but not on any other planet in our solar system? 3, can you name, for a point each, the 4 moons of Jupiter? 4, Pluto was originally the smallest and last planet, but it's no longer considered a planet, having been downgraded to dwarf planet in 2006. Pluto was discovered in 1930. Other than Pluto, which planet was discovered most recently? 5, who was the 3rd member of the Apollo 13 mission after Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin? 6, a solar eclipse occurs when the moon gets between the Earth and what? 7, which planet is bigger, Mars or Earth? 8, what is Ford Prefect's home system in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? And 9, who was the first British person in space? Okay, there we go. That is the end of round 9 of Corona Quiz 9, and the end of the last round, therefore the end of the quiz. So this is where I remind you once more about the picture round, which is available on my Facebook timeline, on my Twitter, and also in the comments of both the YouTube and Facebook Live feeds of this video. And those are 9 pictures of wonders of the world, or famous buildings and sites and things like that. And what you have to do is tell me the country where those are where those wonders can be found. So write those down. I didn't say at the beginning, of course, you all know this already, but you want to be writing these down on a piece of paper, or you can just listen through, and then at the end, when I do the answers, you can say, yes, I knew that. So, does anybody need to hear any of those questions again? I'm going to sit tight for a couple of moments. Okay, what I'm going to do now, we're not going to take a break. I'm just going to get a chair that I can rest this laptop on, because it's a little bit uncomfortable holding it up like that. So if you'll just excuse me, I'll just be gone for just a moment while I fetch a chair. But don't worry, you can all use this moment to think about the answers, and I'll be back in a moment. All right. Here it is. Ah, yes, that's much better. These are the teething problems of doing the quiz in a different location, so I do hope you will bear with me. Right, we don't really have any notices this week. I don't think we have any birthdays among the normal watchers. But obviously, as I said, it's Mark Russell's birthday today. So happy birthday to him. And I know there are a few people here who know him, who were on his birthday quiz earlier. If anybody does have any notices, any birthdays or other important anniversaries to announce, then please do let me know, because I want to announce those on our quiz here. And if anybody has any news, good news, or anything interesting or otherwise that you did this week, then do let me know as well. It's always good to find out what's going on. We have had a request for number 8. That's presumably number 8 of the space round. So I'll read that out one more time. In the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, what is Ford Prefect's home system? Okay, there you go. We've heard that Kathy Pasley isn't a fan of the haircut. Well, I do apologize. It was getting a bit ridiculous. My hair before, I mean. So I apologize, Kathy, if you don't like my new haircut, but that's just the way it is, I'm afraid. So, are we ready to do the answers? I'm just going to wait for one person to comment and say, please have the answers. And then we'll go ahead with the answers of this week's Corona quiz. And let's hope that it's your team this week who's won the quiz and will make their way onto the leaderboard and gain that coveted Corona quiz trophy. So let's see, we've got a few more comments here. The Kirkcaldy Duffies have been playing croquet on the lawn. Well, I do declare, in Kirkcaldy as well, croquet. Who would have thought? 800 years since the first stone of Salisbury Cathedral was laid. Is that so? That's a great fact, Griff. Thank you for that. Salisbury Cathedral, of course, was famously moved by the Normans when they, not brick by brick, obviously. When they arrived, the original cathedral was at a place called Old Sarum, and as in most places, they built a new cathedral, and in Salisbury, they moved it to be within the boundaries of the castle walls that the Normans built. But I didn't know that was 800. The new cathedral was laid 800 years ago today. So thank you for that. That's very interesting. Right, Philip says it's answer time. It's answer time. So let's go. Firstly, the 8 in a row round. So we had Nama, Cleopatra, Djoser, Khufu, Akhenaten, and Ramesses. They are all obviously examples of pharaohs. So the answer to your first question there is pharaoh or pharaohs. Who got the link, by the way? Who's how many questions did it take you to get the link on this one? That's what I want to know. Question 2, the second longest river in the UK, known in parts as the Isis, rises near Kemble in Gloucestershire and flows into the North Sea near Southend. That is the Thames, the River Thames. It's called the Isis in Oxford. There you go. But we're looking at, there was the River Thames. Question 3, Mendelssohn's 1830 piece, inspired by the 1829 Scottish island of Staffa visit, that is the Hebrides Overture. Okay, you need to put both of those words, Hebrides and Overture. Hebrides Overture, or Hebridean Overture, I guess. But Hebrides Overture is the answer there. Question 4, Henry VIII's illegitimate son by Lady Blunt, that is Henry Fitzroy. Okay, Fitzroy is the key word there, but if you put Henry Fitzroy or just Fitzroy, that's a point. Question 5, who sacked the island of Lindisfarne in 793? I have a quote here from the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle about the event. This year came dreadful forewarnings over the land of Northumbrians, terrifying the people most woefully. These were immense sheets of light rushing through the air, and whirlwinds and fiery dragons flying across the firmament. These tremendous tokens were soon followed by a great famine, and not long after, on the 6th day before the Ides of January in the same year, the harrowing inroads of heathen men made lamentable havoc on the Church of God in Holy Island by rapine and slaughter. The answer, of course, is Vikings. The Vikings. Lindisfarne was the first place in Britain to be raided by the Vikings, and that's in the year 793. Question 6 was the American soul singer who sang I'm Gonna Love You a Little Bit More, Baby, You're So Good, You're Bad, and Let the Music Play. That is Barry White. Barry White. Question 7, that UNESCO World Heritage Site opened in 1890 by the future Edward VII and described by the poet William Morris as the supreme specimen of all ugliness. That is the Forth Bridge. The Forth Bridge. And number 8, that battle in 1805 between the Royal Navy and a larger fleet of French and Spanish ships, which Cousin David thinks we should have a public holiday for, that is Trafalgar, the Battle of Trafalgar. So those answers again: Pharaohs, Thames, Hebrides Overture, Henry Fitzroy, Vikings, Barry White, Forth Bridge, and Trafalgar. And the link, as some of you have already said, is shipping forecast sea areas, as in something along the lines of Viking, Pharaohs, Thames, and Fitzroy, north by northwest, poor, rising slowly, good, occasionally very good, and so on. There you go. Shipping forecast areas or shipping areas is the link there. Didn't I said the Forth Bridge, right? Not the Forth Road Bridge. Technically speaking, its name is the Forth Bridge, and the road bridge is called the Forth Road Bridge. But because the rail bridge was the original, it's just called the Forth Bridge. So there you go. A point for any correct answer. And a bonus point, a point for every correct answer, a point for the link, and a bonus point if you got them all right, for a total of 10 points. Okay, so now we'll move on to the desserts. So this was good fun. I hope you got some of these. Number 1 was our Austrian dessert. Thin layers of pastry filled with apple filling and popular with vanilla sauce. That's apple strudel. Apple strudel. Number 1 is apple strudel. What's the lyric? Cream-colored ponies and rich apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles. Wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. And so on. but that's the answer to number 1. Question 1. Apple strudel. Apple strudel. Question 2. Question 2. This is a French take on the apple pie. Sliced apples, seasoned with butter, sugar, and cinnamon, topped with a buttery cry crust, baked and then turned over. That is a tarte tatin. Tatin, tarte tatin. So well done to those of you who got that. Question 3 was the Portuguese custard tart. Those are, and I'll try and get this right, pastéis de nata. Pastéis de nata. Pastéis de nata. That is your question 3. And coming up now, question 4. This was the Australian cake. Little bits of chocolate sponge dipped in, little bits of sponge dipped in chocolate and then coated in desiccated coconut. This is for our loyal Antipodean following. This is Lamingtons. Lamingtons. So well done if you got Lamingtons. Lamingtons is the answer there. I didn't know that the 8th governor of Queensland was Lord Lamington, but apparently he was, and the cake is named after him. So there you go. That's number 4, Lamingtons. Number 5, these were the, this is very simply Snickerdoodles. Snickerdoodles, very popular in the US, particularly in Texas, where I myself enjoyed them. Snickerdoodle is the answer to number 5. Number 6 was the Turkish or Greek dessert with thin phyllo dough intertwined with chopped nuts and or a sweet viscous syrup, and that is baklava. Baklava. So there you go. Number 6 is baklava. Number 7. The Emperor's Mess, a scrambled fluffy pancake with plum sauce. That is Kaiserschmarrn. Kaiserschmarrn. Spelt Kaiserschmarren. And technically speaking, in Austria, they eat it as a main course, but it still gets into this round as a dessert. Number 7, Kaiserschmarrn. Number 8, those are the small French meringue-based cookie sandwiches made in different colors, shapes, and flavors. That is macaron. Macarons. There you go. Number 9 was the German cake. Chocolate sponges coated in whipped cream and dotted in Kirschwasser, infused cherries, and then lavishly decorated with chocolate shavings. That is obviously the Black Forest Gâteau, or Schwarzwald Torte, Schwarzwaldkuchen. Anyway, Black Forest Gâteau, or whatever you Germans think is the correct equivalent. That's number 9, Black Forest Gâteau. And number 10, a pie, glass green, sweet and sour, originating in the Florida Keys. That's obviously key lime pie. So there you go. I'm just going to go and turn the light on. While I'm doing that, if anybody wants to hear any of those answers again, please do comment and I'll gladly do so. Right, there we go. Does anybody need to hear any of those answers another time? If you do, please comment. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next round. Griff says, my own grandfather was fabulous with the shipping forecast areas in the famous Wednesday night pub quiz at the Generous Britain in Bruton. A great quiz and a great pub. And I'm sure he was very good at that sort of thing. So thanks for that, Griff. It doesn't look like anybody needs to hear any of those again. So we'll just plow on then to the third round, which was our Oscar winners. Now, what you had to do, if you remember, was given the actor, you had to tell me the name of the film that they won their Best Actor or Actress Oscar for and the character that they played. So I'm just going to read out the actor, the year, the character, and the film. And here we go. Here we go. Colin Firth, 2010. King George VI, The King's Speech. Daniel Day-Lewis, 2012. Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln. Eddie Redmayne, 2014. Stephen Hawking, The Theory of Everything. Leonardo DiCaprio, 2015. Hugh Glass, The Revenant. Gary Oldman, 2018. Winston Churchill, Darkest Hour. Renee Zellweger, 2019. Judy Garland, Judy. Olivia Colman, 2018. Queen Anne, The Favourite. Emma Stone, 2016. Maya Dolan, La La Land. Meryl Streep, 2011. Margaret Thatcher, The Iron Lady. Natalie Portman, 2010. Nina Sayers, Black Swan. So there you go. Well done to anybody who got all of those, because that's a very good high-scoring round. Does anybody need to hear any of those again? If you do, please comment the name of the actor, and I'll read out their film and character. I think I've seen about half of those. Seen The King's Speech, a very good film, and Lincoln, Theory of Everything, Darkest Hour, obviously a very good. Actually, there aren't very many good films about Churchill because there's so much to put in. But Darkest Hour was brilliant because it just focused on about 3 days, so it was really more of a sort of, I suppose, a character piece than trying to put in the whole of his life. And a very beautifully shot film as well. So that was good fun. I haven't seen Judy or The Favourite. Hillary told me on very good authority not to see The Favourite. She said it was much too rude. Didn't see La La Land. Saw The Iron Lady. We discussed that last week, I think, on this very quiz. Very good performance from Meryl Streep as Margaret Thatcher, but not a great film, in my opinion. And I didn't see Black Swan. But anyway, if anyone needs to hear any of those again after I've just given you that rundown, please ask. You don't need the full character name. If you wanted, if you put George instead of King George VI or whatever, as long as you knew in your heart of hearts, if you knew who you were talking about and you put something approximate down, you can give yourself a point. There you go. Right. We're now going to proceed with the outer space round. So let's go. Space. Number 1, the force that makes the Earth orbit the sun, that is gravity, because in the same way that we are pulled towards the Earth, the Earth is pulled towards the sun. So that's gravity. Number 2, the gas present in the Earth's atmosphere but not on any other planet is oxygen. Oxygen makes up about 20% of the Earth's atmosphere, and it's only present on Earth. So there you go. The moons of Jupiter. Here's the tricky one, all right? For a point each, that's 4 points in total. Io, Ganymede, Europa, and Callisto. Io, Ganymede, Europa, and Callisto. Number 4 was the most recently discovered of the 8 official planets in our solar system. And the answer is Neptune, as you might expect. It's the furthest away, and that was discovered just out of interest in 1846. There are only 3 planets that we have an official discovery date for, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, because the others are all visible with the naked eye. So they have been known about by mankind since antiquity. So the only ones that were discovered in the modern or early modern periods after telescopes were Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, and the most recently discovered was Neptune. So the answer to number 4 is Neptune. Number 5 was the third member of the Apollo 11 crew, other than Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, and that famously is Michael Collins. Michael Collins, not the same Michael Collins who led the Irish Free State, of course, but a different Michael Collins, who didn't land on the moon but orbited it in the command module. Number 6, a solar eclipse occurs when the moon gets between the Earth and the sun. Between the Earth and the sun. So the answer there is the sun. Number 7, which planet is bigger, Mars or Earth? It's Earth. Mars is about half the Earth's diameter, apparently. So there you go. Earth is the answer to number 7. Number 8, in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Ford Prefect's home system is Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse. He talks about being from Betelgeuse 7, which means the 7th planet in the Betelgeuse system. But I think there are only 6. And they explain that in the Betelgeuse 7, according to the book, was blown up. So there you go. There you go. Betelgeuse is your answer to number 8. And number 9, the first British person in space, Helen Sharman. There you go. As a remarkable first, the first Briton in space was a woman, Helen Sharman. She was also the first woman to visit the Russian space station Mir in 1991. So there you go. That's the answer there, Helen Sharman. Right, all we want to do now is does anybody need to hear any of those answers again? Please do comment if you need to hear any of those answers again for the space round. It's quite interesting, really. I enjoyed doing a little bit of research for the outer space round. I know some people have always been asking for more of a science than a humanities flavour. So there you go. That was a bit of both, really. A good one for all, perhaps. I'm always interested to try to make these quiz rounds as universal as possible. Obviously, we can't get it right every week. There's going to be some that are better in your view than others, but we try to keep a balance. But if there are any subjects that you'd like to see more of, or any styles of question, or anything like that that you like, then please do let me know, and we'll gladly make it happen. Right, it doesn't look like anybody needs any of those answers again, so we're just going to go straight on to the picture round. Now, I'll say this one more time. What we were looking for was the country that these wonders are found in? Okay, so just on the off chance that you've put the name of the wonder, I'm going to give you 1 minute to scribble down the countries, and then I'm going to get started. Okay. I'm just looking at them now to make sure that I know them. That'd be embarrassing. Dr. Kattenberg says, do I know all of Jupiter's moons are his lovers or rape victims? I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised. I'm just in the middle of listening to Stephen Fry's book, Heroes, the second of his books on Greek mythology. And I say listen because I've got them on Audible. And there is an awful lot of, as he euphemistically puts it, ravaging or ravishing, particularly by Zeus. But there you go. Thanks for that, Dr. Kattenberg. Right. That should be enough time for everyone to scribble down the countries if you didn't already do so. So here we go. Number 1, Mexico. That is the Machu Picchu Maya temple. That's in Mexico. Number 2 is Ethiopia. Ethiopia, and I'm just going to look up the name of that site. Those are the incredible churches that have been hewn out of the rock in a place called Lalibela in Ethiopia. Ethiopia. So there's your answer there. So number 2, Ethiopia. Number 3, that is Jordan. That, of course, is Petra, another temple hewn into the side of a rock. The city of Petra, which is now in Jordan, the kingdom of Jordan. Number 4, that is China. That's obviously the forbidden city in Beijing, in the People's Republic of China. So that's number 4, China. Number 5, Turkey. That is the Hagia Sophia, the Cathedral of Hagia Sophia, then a mosque, now a museum in Istanbul, in Turkey. So there you go. Number 6, the answer there is the United Arab Emirates. Okay, Dubai is not correct. Okay, if you put Dubai, no points. The country there is UAE, or United Arab Emirates. That is the Burj Dubai, or the Burj Khalifa, which is, I think, the tallest building in the world. I'm sure that's wrong, and somebody more knowledgeable will correct me. That is the Burj Dubai, which means the Dubai Tower. So it's in Dubai, but Dubai is not a country. It's one of the 7 confederate emirates in the United Arab Emirates. So the answer there for number 6 is UAE. Number 7, that is Germany. Germany. That, of course, is Neuschwanstein, the castle of King Ludwig II of Bavaria in the Bavarian Alps in Germany. So there it is. I have been there, but it was foggy and rainy at the time, so we've never actually seen it. Number 7 is Germany. Number 8, that is India. India. That is the golden the Golden Temple in Amritsar, the sacred site for the Sikhs, and that is India. Number 8, India. And number 9, that is the statue of Christ the Redeemer, or Cristo Redentor, in Brazil. So there you go, Brazil. I've just been reliably informed, and it's great to have such an informed panel of experts in the Coronaquiz community. Lucy is absolutely right. I said Machu Picchu, and I obviously meant Chichen Itza. So number 1, it is Mexico. Mexico is the correct answer, but it's not Machu Picchu. It is Chichen Itza. So thanks for that, Lucy. Sorry to get that wrong. At number 5, that is Turkey, because that's a picture of the interior of the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul. So I'll just read those again. 1, Mexico. 2, Ethiopia. 3, Jordan. 4, China. 5, Turkey. 6, UAE, United Arab Emirates. 7, Germany. 8, India. 9, Brazil. Okay, so now's the time to tot up your points. 9 points for the picture round, 10 points for the 8 in a row, that gives us 19. Another 10 points for the desserts, that gives us 29. Another 20 points for the Oscar winners, that gives us 49. And let's see, 49, 50, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 61 points is the total for this round. So let's see points coming in. Let's see who won this week's Coronaquiz, who made it, who gained their place on the leaderboard and got our coveted Coronaquiz trophy. Let's see, 50 for the Portsmouth Rights. That's a very good score. Very good score. 56. Quiz on my face. Last week's winners. Well done to them. Oh, but they've been clinched, pipped the post by the Edinburgh team. 57. So that's the score to beat. 57. 44. Glasgow and Galloway. 48. The GNT team. That's a good score. Well done. Griff won't say, but don't worry. What you need to do is get yourself on a large team with a wide range of experts. That's the team. 57. So we're tied first place, Jenny Holden and the Edinburgh team. The Albert's in at 48. Well done. See if anybody is coming in on the YouTube. No. Let's see. What about some of our regulars? What did the Albany Wares get? Or as I call them, the team in the other room. The quarantine quiz quibblers. Ewan and Lexi on 49. Well done. Well done. Right. Well, unless anybody comes up with a better score than 57 points, then I'm happy to award today's quiz joint winners, the Reverend Dr. Lee Holden up in Aberdeen, and the Duffys, Lauren Pazzles, Barrowman, and so on, playing in Edinburgh and Kirkcaldy, and also Llangollen in North Wales. So well done to them. 57 points. That's a very good score, and that's the end of today's Coronaquiz. So there you go. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining in. As I always say at the end of the quiz, if you like this, then please do spread the news. Please do let anybody else know about this. If anybody you know would like to join in future, please do tell them about it. Send them the link to my YouTube channel, or tell them to befriend me on Facebook, and they can join in future, because it's really great to have as many people as possible joining in. If you have any comments, if you want to see more or less of a particular topic or style of question, then just pop your message, and I'll be glad to make the quiz more bespoke to your wishes. And of course, as I was saying in the beginning, if you want a return to the more formal upstairs in the study, then please send more bow ties to 22 Huntsmill, Fulbourn, CB21 5RH, and I will go back to the quiz that you're all used to. So that's all, I think, from us here in Fulbourn. And now from the Met Office, this is the inshore waters from Great Britain and Ireland. The general situation issued by the Met Office at 1900 on Friday, the 22nd of May, 2020. A deep area of low pressure, currently centred to the northwest of Ireland, will move northeastwards to be centred to the northwest of Scotland by this evening. This will bring strong winds to the British Isles, with gales affecting northerly areas. Cape Wrath to Rattray Head, including Orkney, strong wind warning. Southwesterly, veering westerly later, 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 at first in northwest, moderate or rough, occasionally very rough in north. Rain or showers, moderate or good, occasionally poor in northwest. Rattray Head to Berwick upon Tweed, strong wind warning. Southwest 6 to gale 8, moderate or rough, rain or showers, moderate or good. Berwick upon Tweed to Whitby, strong wind warning. Southwest 5 to 7, slight or moderate, showers, good. Whitby to Gibraltar Point, strong wind warning. Southwest 5 to 7, slight or moderate, showers, good. Gibraltar Point to North Foreland, strong wind warning. Southwesterly 5 to 7, slight or moderate, showers later, good. North Foreland to Selsey Bill. Southwesterly 5 or 6, increasing 7 at times in east, perhaps gale 8 later in east. Moderate, occasionally rough later. Showers, good. Selsey Bill to Lyme Regis. South wind 5 or 6, increasing 7 at times later. Moderate, showers, good. Lyme Regis to Land's End, including Isles of Scilly. West or southwest 5 or 6, increasing 7 at times later. Moderate or rough, but very rough to the west of Lizard Point. Showers, good. Land's End to St David's Head, including the Bristol Channel. West or southwest 5 to 7, increasing gale 8 for a time near St David's Head. Rough or very rough. Showers, good. St David's Head to Great Orme Head, including St George's Channel. Southwesterly 5 to 6, occasionally gale 8 at first, moderate or rough, occasionally very rough at first near St David's Head. Showers, good, occasionally poor. Great Orme Head to the Mull of Galloway, strong wind warning. Southwest 6 to gale 8, moderate or rough, squally showers, good, occasionally moderate. Isle of Man, south or southwest 5 to 7, increasing gale 8 at times until later, moderate or rough, squally showers, occasionally poor. Loch Foyle to Carlingford Loch, southwest 5 to 7, increasing gale 8 at times, moderate or rough, occasionally very rough in far north. Squally showers, good, occasionally poor. Mull of Galloway to Mull of Kintyre, including the Firth of Clyde and North Channel. Southwesterly 6 to gale 8, moderate or rough, occasionally very rough near Mull of Kintyre. Squally showers, good, occasionally poor. Mull of Kintyre to Ardnamurchan Point. Southwesterly 7 to severe gale 9, occasionally storm 10 at first in north. Rough or very rough, but high near Tyree, Col and western Mull. Rain or showers, moderate or good, occasionally poor. The Minch. Southwest 7 to severe gale 9, then veering west 6 to gale 8 later. Rough or very rough. Rain or showers, moderate or good, occasionally poor. Ardnamurchan Point to Cape Wrath. Southwest 7 to severe gale 9, then veering west 6 to gale 8 later. Very rough or high, occasionally very high at first in west. Rain or showers, moderate or good, occasionally poor. Shetland Isles. South veering southwest later, 5 to 7, increasing gale 8 for a time. Moderate or rough, becoming rough or very rough. Rain or showers, moderate or good, occasionally poor. All right, that's quite enough of that. Have a good evening, everybody, and see you next week.